How many of you have faced setbacks in your life? Yeah, a lot of you, right? And when you did, who was the one that you most disappointed? Was it yourself? Yes? And why is that? Because we have expectations of ourselves, right? So, few weeks ago, this is what my daughter told me. She said, I'm not able to live up to the expectations that I have for myself. And that got me thinking. So, because I'm sure I have faced this a lot in my life, that I was not able to live up to my own expectations. And so this is when I delved into this subject a little bit. So let me put a few scenarios in front of you. Imagine waking up one day, having achieved everything that you wanted, only to find out that this is not what you really wanted. Rephrasing that for the younger audience, you have worked your 8th grade, 9th grade, you're working towards some goal that you have, right? And you really put in that effort, and you get into the college that you love, into the course that you wanted. 6 months, 1 year into the course, you find yourself demotivated. You find yourself saying, is this really what I want? Right? A study done by the National Center of Education Statistics in the US found that 30% students in the associate's and bachelor's degree change their majors within the first 3 years of college life. In that, 25% said they did it because they just weren't motivated enough. 20% found that there was a mismatch in skills. And 15% found other interests. And then there are statistics about professionals in their 20s. About 86% said that they were looking for fresh careers. What I'm really trying to say is that all of us have expectations. All of us have expectations of ourselves. Right? Some of them are innate, but a lot of them come through external sources. Your peers, your parents, your family, teachers. Today I'm going to talk about unlearning expectations. How do you unlearn expectations while still maintaining the drive to succeed? So I'm sure most of you know where these expectations come from. In general, you must have heard, right? So there are 3 really overarching sources. One is cultural conditioning, right? So society tells you what does success mean? What's the meaning of success? A well-paying job, higher education is the key to a good career, right? So we hear all of this, and it conditions us. Second is family upbringing. The values that you have grown up with sort of gives you a mental picture of what you should be and what is your expectation, and that kind of sets an expectation in yourself. The third is personal experiences. And I think in today's world, this seems to be the most relevant. Social media, peers, talking about what a successful life is, it creates that picture of what you should be. You start creating an internal scorecard and measuring yourself against it. This is the expectation that you have set for yourself. So what is the hidden cost of these inherited expectations? So I'm going to outline about 3 of these. So the first one is burnout. When you are pursuing a goal without passion, you burn out very easily. Work seems very tedious. Second is imposter syndrome. you're trying to fit into a role that you don't align to. And you'll always feel like you're trying to catch up. The third is fear of change. You are in this role for so long, you're afraid of any change. Any kind of change feels like a failure to you. Any kind of pivoting feels like a failure to you. Now, don't get me wrong. All of these three things are something that we experience during the course of our studies and our careers. We do feel a burnout, even when we're doing something we love, right? We do feel the burnout. We do feel like we're imposters in certain situations. Sometimes that's a good thing. It spurs you to do better. And we do fear change. So how do we really separate or distinguish the challenges that we face when we're pursuing something we love versus pursuing something out of an inherited expectation? Ask yourself 3 questions. First, do you feel fulfilled? Even if you're tired, when you're tired after a long day, if you are working out of your ambition, which is true to you, out of passion, even though you're tired, it still leaves you with a sense of purpose. You still feel fulfilled. Do you feel free? Ambition that is yours. When an ambition is yours, any kind of pivot or adjustment still feels aligned to your true purpose. Whereas an inherited expectation makes you feel that any kind of change is a failure. Third, do you feel energized? Does this work make you drain you, or does it energize you? If you are working out of passion, even if you're tired, you still feel energized. But when you're working out of an expectation that's not yours, it'll make you drained and resentful. And expectations are not all wrong, right? So how do you actually align your ambition with authenticity? There's a four-step framework that will make it easier for you. I call it FREE. F, find the source. Write down your biggest expectation of yourself and ask, is this yours, or did that own you, or do you own this? Ask yourself that question. R, reevaluate the value. Does this expectation energize you or drain you? Would I still do it differently if nobody is watching? Would I do it differently? E, exchange it for authenticity. Realigning your expectations from external sources to internal drive makes all the difference. So realign it. And the next E is embrace your own path. Be fearless to pursue and redefine success on your own terms. Unlearning expectations isn't about losing ambition. Sometimes you may have heard that lowering your expectations it makes you happy. But I would say, rephrase it. What if the answer is realigning your expectations and making them yours? Realigning your ambitions with authenticity. really believe in what you're doing, really have that true ambition that is completely yours. So here's a test for you. Go home tonight, write down your biggest goal, and ask yourself, do you own this, or does this own you? And understand that unlearning the expectation is not a failure. It is about realigning your ambition to what you truly believe in, what you truly are passionate about. It's not about, success is not about meeting expectations. It's about aligning ambitions with authenticity. Success is not defined by the highest peaks that you climbed. It's about climbing the right mountain, the one that matters to you. So I leave you with Adam Grant's words. The hallmark of wisdom is to know when to abandon the most treasured parts and the most cherished parts of your identity. Thank you.